Greetings, I'm Dr. Sean Reed, author of the Dating Toolbox, available on Amazon.com. All right, guys, so if you like what you see, what you hear today, please hit that like and subscribe button. We need to build a community of men getting good at getting women to love us and stay in love with us. Okay, so today I want to ask the question, is it moral to date 3 women at once? Is it moral? My argument is yes, and I'm going to explain why, and then I'm going to explain a little bit more on how to properly date multiple women. So basically, I've got 4 reasons why it's moral to date 3 women at once. The first one you're going to see is that the odds are stacked against men. Already in modern society, the odds are very much stacked against men. If you look at divorce statistics, half of marriages end in divorce. 70% of the time, it's the woman filing. Okay, other aspects of our society are stacked against men. If you go on dating sites, you will see that 85% of the women are only interested in 15% of the men. Related to that is women nowadays are extremely entitled. I'm sure you guys have all heard about these numbers. Women expect, every woman, and these are very average-looking women without great personalities, who quite frankly are not really high-value women. Nonetheless, these women expect that a man makes, $200,000 a year, be over 6 feet tall with a six-pack. So what we have today is we have women that are very entitled, and the general number I usually give is only really 1 in 4 of those women is good long-term relationship material. Okay, so the reason we need to date many women is we need to find that 1 in 4. Not only does she need to be a high quality woman, but she needs to be compatible with you. Okay, so again, we must date many women. That's why in today's world, men have to do everything they can to even the odds, and dating multiple women at once is one of those things you can do. Okay, another reason why it's moral to date multiple women is, with my system, we are pursuing a relationship, not sex. Okay, if we go back 20, 25 years when the pickup community was thriving, yes, we had a bunch of men who were pursuing sex only, so that kind of changes the morality. When you're only pursuing sex and you're dating multiple women and you're having sex with multiple women, if these women think that you're serious and you make them and you trick them into thinking that you're serious when really you're not, that is immoral. Okay, my system's different though. In my system, we're pursuing a relationship. My goal was always a relationship. My system, I didn't develop until my late 30s, early 40s. At that point, I wanted to get married. So I know a lot of guys don't want to get married, but I think a lot of guys do want to have a high quality woman in their life. And the whole purpose of my system, the whole purpose of dating multiple women is to increase your chances of getting that high quality woman. A little bit more about sex. What I found was a byproduct of my system. When you're pursuing relationships, the primary thing you do with women, you do one thing, you drive their interest up. You want to get them to fall in love with you and stay in love with you. When women fall in love with men, they have sex with them. You'll have the best sex of your life. So the purpose of my system isn't sex. The purpose is a high quality relationship with a high quality woman, but the byproduct is lots of sex. So it's a catch-22 thing. If you're just pursuing sex, usually women will see through that. And it becomes more difficult to have sex. When you are serious, you are genuine about really wanting a relationship, then the sex comes, okay? But the thing is, that is not our primary goal. If our primary goal was sex, then yes, it could be argued that it's immoral to date multiple women because they think that you're serious when you are not, okay? But in my system, in my approach, you are serious. You want a good relationship with a high quality woman. So that makes dating many women moral. because your chances, it's so hard to find a high quality woman. It's so hard to find one that's compatible. You need to date many women in order to do this. Okay, so we're pursuing a relationship, not sex. Reason number 4, it takes a long time to get to know someone. Okay, so if you look, most relationships fail after 3 months, and you don't really know someone after 3 months. It really takes a minimum of 6 months for you to really get to know someone. And quite honestly, it takes a full year to really get to know someone, to really know if they are long-term relationship material. Okay, a lot of things are going to happen in that year that are going to tell you whether or not this relationship is going to work. So you need time. You're only dating 3 women. Usually what'll happen is, if you're driving their interests up properly, they're going to start pushing for a monogamous, committed relationship. This usually happens around 6 to 8 weeks. And generally by the end of 12 weeks, you have to decide either to give them that commitment and stop seeing other women, or to end the relationship. Okay? So it takes a long time to get to know someone. And we're only dating 3 women for 8 to 12 weeks. So this really isn't long enough to get to know them that well. So that's one of the reasons why you need to date multiple women, and you need to take really a full 10 to 12 weeks before you decide whether or not you're going to commit to them. Okay? So you need that time. So during that time, since we want something that's going to work for us, you need to date multiple women. Okay. So it takes a long time to get to know someone. Let's look a little bit at some of the tools in this selection process. How do we know if a woman is high quality? What are we looking for? We're looking for a flexible giver, and we're looking for a woman that gives us that golden year. 1 year of quality dating, no major fights, no major red flags. And again, this process takes quite a bit of time, okay? So that's why we have hard and fast rules in our selection process, right? Rule number 1, and we've talked about this a lot, a woman has to be willing to talk to you. Is she willing? Are you able to have a conversation with her? Rule number 2, are you able to get her phone number? Rule number 3, does she accept your date? And more importantly, does she accept your date idea? Okay, one of the big problems I see out there is a guy will ask a woman out, she'll agree, but then she'll start negotiating the date. Okay, this seems to happen more and more today than it used to. 20 years ago, this wasn't so bad. 40 years ago, it was unheard of. But today you'll ask a woman out and you'll say, hey, let's go miniature golfing. And she'll say, no, I don't want to miniature golf. I want to go to this expensive French restaurant. You'll say, hey, let's go get a couple drinks. She'll say, no, I don't want to get a couple of drinks. I want you to take me to this expensive sushi restaurant, right? So if she is demanding that you spend $250 on her on the first date, she probably is not a flexible giver, and guys, get rid of her. That right away is a huge red flag. She's going to be problems down the road. So those first 3 dates are really tests of your compatibility. Is this the kind of woman you want for a long-term relationship? Does she accept your date ideas? Okay, if she accepts your first 3 date ideas, those are all green flags. Those are all signs she's a high-quality woman. Another very important thing: does she cancel? Okay, now if you've been dating a woman for 6-8 months and she cancels a date, that's one thing. She's gotten some time in with you. She's proven herself to you. But if it's the first 3 dates and she cancels, that's a huge red flag, guys. So again, that's part of the selection process. Get rid of her. All right. So we can see, guys, that really, in order for a woman, I'm just estimating here, but there are 100 things that have to fall into place in order to know that a woman is right for you, okay? And so because it's so difficult to find a high-quality woman that you're compatible with, we have to date lots of women. Dating is a numbers game, okay, guys? So that's why it is moral and desirable for you to date multiple women at once. All right, guys. So again, if you like what you saw and you heard today, please hit that like and subscribe button. And if you have any questions, please ask me down in the comments. I'm happy to answer. You're going to see that there's a link to my book. If you really want to get a detailed account of everything I'm talking about, please check out my book, and happy dating.